Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Jeff Parker here. Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too.
You know,
Good Friday.
I know, it is Good Friday, that's right. And I think smiles are on our faces these days. We're really happy to see the numbers going down.
Numbers going down, reopening facilities coming next week and further coming
Right.
down the road. So we're very excited about that. And it just makes everybody, I think, feel just a little bit better about themselves.
Well, exactly, and feeling better about others as well, because
Sure.
so many people have been vaccinated, especially here in the village, 9,000 people, which is such a remarkable feat.
And that's just us, in the sense that at Clubhouse 7 that we were able to accomplish that. And we know a lot of our community has been vaccinated outside of that. So
Right.
probably if you look at the village, and we don't unfortunately have the stats, we're really pretty close to that 70, 80, maybe even higher percent of everybody in the village that wanted to get vaccinated has been vaccinated.
That's great. That's great. And then, with the additional pods that are now opening here in Southern Orange County, more people can get vaccinated. And they've dropped the age limit to, I think, 50 and over, so that's even better.
50 and over starting April 1st, yesterday. And on the 15th, it goes from age 16 and above on April 15th.
Okay. Well, speaking of all of that, our numbers, like I mentioned, are looking really good. So why don't you share with us what we have?
Real quickly, the cases are 81 cases reported. The important critical element of that, and we're still doing a lot of testing, 13,000 tests. So when you look at that category, it's how many positive cases versus the amount of testing, and then also the amount of your population. So they're all intertwined in the stats that we'll look at. But 81, below 100. We were a little above 100 a couple weeks ago, and steadily moving towards being in that category where we keep dropping down, which is really great. I do want to say, unfortunately, for those out there, and our thoughts and prayers out to family members who have lost 11 residents in Orange County, unfortunately, passing away. But the hospitalizations and the ICUs, and I always kind of focus on that one, we're down to 22 ICU cases, which is very, very, very low. And our hospitalizations at 131 are one of the lowest numbers that we've seen since we statistically were starting to look at this thing back in April of last year.
Now, how are the numbers looking in Laguna Woods as a whole?
Well, we did see a little uptick, but only 3 cases more from a week ago.
Okay.
So we're at 407 cases in the whole community of Laguna Woods. Again, it's not just the village, but the whole community.
Right.
And we did see one additional death that was reported, so we're at 47 there.
Okay.
That 407 is really a phenomenal number, though, when you go back and look at it statistically in that. So kudos to all our residents out there for masking up and social distancing. Continue to do that. We're not done yet. This virus isn't going away quickly. Get vaccinated, social distance, wear your mask when you're out there in the public. But you can be out there.
Right, but we can be out there. That's great. So look at those numbers.
So,
It's crazy,
so the really good numbers, obviously, we're all in the orange category, which we moved into on the they designated on the 31st, and we're working at relative to the village here, moving our operations starting Monday, taking reservations today. The test positive rate, the one in the middle there at 1.7, is actually in the yellow category.
Yeah.
So if we can get the other 2 to drop down a little bit, they have to get under a 2. So that's a little bit of ways to go in that case per 100,000, and the positivity has to get under 2.2. So if they drop down, and when they drop down, then you can move to that next tier after 3-week time period. So we'll be taking a look at that, and I'm guessing, based on what we know and see, it's a little harder to get there. So we're probably looking at the end of April to drop down into that yellow tier if we keep moving in the direction we're going.
Right, and one thing that you and I were talking about off camera was the fact that today, I believe the CDC announced traveling not as restrictive if you have been vaccinated. So if anyone is interested in knowing more about that, you'll want to go online and look up the CDC, and they have those new parameters these days. So that's great for everybody who wants to go see their grandchildren.
Yeah.
Because they are saying, if you are a grandparent and you have been vaccinated, now's the time.
And I would imagine that that's also going to, certainly summer's coming, vacations and all that, graduations, more schools are maybe rethinking that process if they're going to have any kind of limited graduation facility.
Right.
If they're doing that, parents want to go and be there for their kids and stuff like that. So that's great. That
Absolutely.
They can open up.
Absolutely. Now, you and I had sat down earlier this week about the reopening plans, and we do plan to air that again tomorrow for this day. As an overview, just kind of touch on a few things that you think are really important to take away from that.
Probably the biggest thing is that starting Monday, we're going to start to gradually open up Clubhouse 4, which is some of our active ceramics, wood shop, painting, art studios, different environments over there. And so we're going to look at opening those up. They're limited in capacity because we have to have our social distancing. So It is a reservation basis.
Right.
So go on ActiveNet. Those people that have used ActiveNet, great, get in there, get logged on, you're already set. Those new residents that want to get a reservation, go on ActiveNet. You can go through our website to get there. It's the easiest way to do it. Go on the Laguna Woods website. It'll connect on recreation. That'll take you to ActiveNet, and you can get registered, and then you can start putting yourself down and you want to get actively involved. A lot of the classes will be from 9 to noon, and then from in the afternoon, basically, from 12:30 to 3:30. And the reason we're doing that is, one, to address the number of people that we can handle. Secondly, make sure that everybody gets an opportunity, so it's not just one person taking up the whole time. We don't want that to happen. And we know that there's a lot of people that want to get engaged again, and so that's great. So we're trying to work this out. We'll make adjustments as it works out next week, and we'll see how that goes. And then as we can move into further activities, we'll do a little bit more outside activities, such as painting outside. We're talking about that. We're going to have limited capacity at our gym at Clubhouse 1 for cardio activities. We can get 7 people in there. We'll still be doing the outside activities. So it's a combination of everything, but we're gradually opening, and as we get further and further into this and lower in our capacity with regards to the requirements, we'll open up more. And in the meantime, we're gearing up staff-wise, hiring people, getting our rec people back, so that we have the capability of managing all of that.
Great, good stuff. I mean, I think next week will be a big week for everybody, and like you said, you can evaluate how it's working, and you can make modifications as time goes on. So, excellent job. Well, you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter to you. And remember that tomorrow, for this day, we are going to air our conversation that we had with Jeff, and it'll be all about the reopening plans, so you can see what's happening for next week. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Memorial Care.